Stu, great to see you.
Tom, how's
Loving
it?
loving your t-shirt, and hey, congratulations on what you achieved on Saturday. I managed to follow some of it from the UK on WhatsApp, but yeah, just how was it? Talk us through it.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was yeah, started off bright and early at 7, just after 7,
Hmm.
Saturday morning. Um, and yeah, like I say, it was just cloudless sky. It's chilly, very
Huh?
cold, quite cold, but no, it was good. Made me run fast to keep warm.
Yeah, yeah, because
Started off pretty well.
because you're going into winter right now, so yeah, so
Yes.
7 o'clock starts pretty cold.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't exactly know what it was, but
Uh-huh.
it was pretty chilly. And yeah, so no, started off and yeah, got through the first 21 in about, I don't know, 2.5 hours, something like that. And got I had my brother and his 3 kids start with me, and
Oh,
my
that's
my
nice.
brother and one of his sons, the oldest one, Sam, um, rode with me the whole way. So yeah, that was pretty special. And
Cool.
then yeah, alongside the sea, I've just been having a look at some photos now, and alongside the sea, Tasman Sea, um, and because we're on the west coast, and running in towards Wellington, and yeah, it was just fantastic. I had people jumping in and out all the time, um, but around about the 30K mark, I got a flat tire on my wheelchair, and foolish me, I didn't have a repair kit with me.
Like
So
it's funny what we don't think of, isn't it? And then you think, oh, why didn't I think of that? But there's so much mental focus going into getting mentally right for it and physically right for it that hey, it's so super easy to overlook those things. So
yeah,
how did you get over?
well,
What happened then?
so we had somebody meeting us, and she thought she had a puncture repair kit, and she ran home to her place because we weren't far from her place.
Okay.
She ran home, she couldn't find it, so she ran back. In the meantime, someone had bought us lunch, so it kind of worked out well that was a good sort of lunch stop.
Yeah.
Um, but that set us back probably about an hour and a half. By the time we sort of waited, my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, ended up coming with a new tube, and so got that changed and pumped up and what have you. We had pumps and everything else, but just no patches or tubes. So got that sorted. Doreen, my wife, bought lunch, and yeah, we went on our merry way again. But unfortunately, like I said, it set us back about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and by then, the headwind had got up, and so that kind of made it a bit more hard going. We were off road, and we were kind of sheltered for the first wee bit. Um, and then we got onto a cycle trail beside some railway lines, and sort of directly into the headwind. And it just so happened that I hit the wall at 50K, or the 50K mark.
Uh-huh.
And between 50 and 60K, that was just hard going. It was
That was
just,
they were the hard yards. Wow.
they were the
Well, yeah,
hard yards. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can imagine. Yeah, because 50K in, you've been going several hours, and
yeah,
then as your body starts to tire, then the headwind picks up. Yeah, that must have been really challenging.
yeah. It was mentally as well as physically, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and ironically, well, not ironically, but I kept thinking of the kids, in Bali, and what they have to go through to just live,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and that got me through,
Beautiful.
um, and just toughed it out really.
Nice. Nice.
and got to some nice downhill, and there was a cream bun or cream donut waiting for me at the bottom. And
what kilometer is this? This is what, 60, 70, something like
this
that?
this would be about 60, 65K out. So we went down Naranga Gorge in Wellington here. And like I say, there was a donut waiting for me at the bottom.
So what was the longest run you'd done before this one?
42.
Oh wow! So you were just totally in kind of uncharted.
I was in new territory. I'd never been there before. And so, but after I got some warm clothes, because it was starting to get sort of evening by then, got some warm clothes and got some real food in me, because I'd been up to that point, I'd sort of just been having energy drink, and I'd had lunch, but after lunch I'd just been relying on sort of energy drink and lollies and what have you. So I got some real food in me.
So you had the cream donut and then you had some real food.
Yeah. Come on, the real food was the cream donut.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it sounds like it was thing.
Purely a sugar hit, and it was just what I needed. Yeah. Because from then and I think from there too, we were on the Wellington side of the harbour.
Okay.
But I could look across and see the finish line.
Of course you can. Yeah, I've been to your home, and you can see it around the bay. Yeah,
exactly.
So because I saw a clip of you going pretty fast. I'm guessing that was post donut.
Yeah, well I was by then I got up a good head of steam, and the last sort of 25K, did it at a canter.
Interesting, isn't it? It's interesting how the other side of the wall, there was a whole, you found another level of strength.
And it was I felt probably the best I'd felt all day from about 25K to go. I felt the best I'd probably felt all day, apart from maybe the morning, where I was trying to conserve a bit of energy anyway, so I wasn't going hard out. Whereas at the end, I could actually put some pace on and really pick it up. And so we got home here. Unfortunately, we're homers. I still had another 7K to go after that to finish. So we got here, and nieces and nephews had all put the toilet paper finish line out for me. But unfortunately, it wasn't the finish. I still had 7K to go. So after...
so you had two finish lines?
Yeah, you could say that.
Nice.
But anyway, I went on and did the last 7K in the dark with, had torches and what have you, because I got those in preparation for Bali. So I had, torches on my chair. In fact, my friends were telling me that I'd planned the punch all along so that I could run in the dark to test the torches out.
Well, I always prefer the dark, because less people see how slow I'm going. But with you, it was you had a pretty fast finish. So wow. So you accomplished your mission. Looking back at your training schedule now, from where you started, how do you reflect on your training?
I think, to start with, I'd sort of set my own training. And I was doing as much hill work as I possibly could, because I was in preparation for the hill in Bali.
Yeah.
And so I was doing mainly hills. And then, of course, Jason BJ's program came through. So I tried to stick to that as much as I could. I'd run with weights. I'd been training with 12 kgs of weight on the chair. Just add that to the chair, and go run some flats, run hills. We've got quite a steep little hill. It's not very long, but it's very steep.
So you're pretty happy with, so you think you got your training pretty well spot
yeah,
on?
I think I had it. I think I had it pretty right. Of course, when COVID came along and we had to, family couldn't go to Bali. I had to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
because your route was relatively flat. There were some hills, but nothing.
Yeah, there was some hills, but
crazy.
Nothing. I think we climbed about 400 meters over the whole day, sort of thing. So it wasn't major.
Okay.
Still
decent, but not as crazy as the Bali route.
Not as crazy as Bali. Yeah.
Which I guess would have been probably 4 times that in terms of elevation. But hey, what an amazing thing! And how did your body? How did your body hold up? Any kind of niggles, or was it?
Feeling good. The only thing is, they've gone down a bit now, but my hands actually swelled up. Yesterday they were quite big. I don't know if you can see them, but
yeah,
they sort of along here. It all just swelled up, and it was really sore from about I don't know, maybe the 30-40K mark. It just started, my wrist started to hurt, and my just up in here started to really hurt. And but of course you just you push through it. It's always there, but you push through it. But and when I stopped, I could still feel it, but it wasn't anywhere as bad. But I woke up on Sunday morning and my hand was swollen, and I could hardly, I couldn't do that. But it's, I'm fine. Bit jaded, but yeah.
There's some people say there can be a bit of a come down after a big run. But you're sounding great, and hey, look, you lifted up a lot of people. Obviously, as and the bit that I witnessed was just the Zoom group and WhatsApp group we had with some of the Bali Hope team members and supporters. So we all absolutely loved watching you, and
it was really great having you all there at the finish. It was
it was really cool. It's a really good moment.
I was scared the guy holding the phone was going to trip over because he was running backwards.
But obviously that I just saw one glimpse of it, which was through Zoom and from the UK. I love that, but obviously you had a lot of family around you, and I just seen your fundraising. You've done amazing. You're just under $9,000, and you had a lot of donations come in during the run. And so obviously, just tell me about the local, how your local experience of the community and the just that side of things, because I only saw a glimpse of it from.
Yeah, so where we live is quite a small community, Eastbourne. And like I say, very, very small community, but they're very community orientated. So sort of anything like this, I've got the local newspaper is going to put up an article on the run, and they've done one already, but they want to do one post run. And so that they've really got it, and the community's got them behind me. We've got a local Facebook page which I've used to, whenever I've done a run, I've posted and tried to raise a few funds. And generally, each time you post, you might get $100, $200, and that has been the sort of the theme of the whole my whole fundraising. And then I tapped into a couple of running groups as well, New Zealand running groups, and got some donations through them, and my local school. Sorry, not my local school, the college that I went to. So I tapped into them, and I've had some really good donations from them as well. And that's pretty much how I've done it, just through Facebook and just community.
Huge. I mean, I checked your fundraising page today, and I was like, wow, blasting towards $9,000, and amazing.
Well, The funny thing is, I had to raise it because I think Friday night or Saturday
You
morning.
put your target up.
Yeah, yeah. So I reached my goal Saturday morning, so I had to raise it. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Amazing. And all your, I definitely want to send, obviously, a massive thanks, for you for leading your campaign, but to all of your friends, family, and community who've supported you, and their donations are going to make such a massive difference on the ground in Bali. It's actually even more so than we thought because of the crisis. So, just a massive thanks to everybody who's donated. It's a huge thing you've done, and there's that impact. Then there's the impact on all your just reminding everybody that more things are possible than we believed, and that's what you've demonstrated.
Oh yeah, that was one of the messages, in me doing it, was to show people that you can do whatever you want to put your mind to. You just got to believe in yourself and set yourself the goal. And hopefully I've achieved that. Hopefully that there's somebody out there that's running because of what they've seen me do.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's hey, and there's hope. This is just the first chapter, I think, in this Bali Hope journey for you, because we'll fingers crossed we'll be together 20 later this year or 2021, wherever it is, and that'll be another feat. Slightly, maybe, I don't know how you having done 84k now, how does the ultra in Bali feel with a big hill in the middle?
Yeah, much the same. I mean, a hill's a hill. Doesn't matter how long it is. You just got to slog it out. And there's certain techniques with the wheelchair. There's certain techniques that you can use to overcome them.
Yeah.
Different body positions, different ways of pushing the chair. So
I'm here. I just feel I sense a lot of confidence, a lot of kind of like, an even stronger belief system in taking on this overnight ultra that the Bali one will be, and how are you more excited about it? Or maybe now you're like, I need I'm kind of giving him, I don't want to think too much about doing it all over again, but because it will be several months away still, but is it too early for you to think about it, or are you
it's always there. It's always there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the goal. That was the goal in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's always there.
Yeah.
And so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We'll cross that bridge, exactly. I'm just looking forward to getting everyone together in one place. I think it'll just be such an amazing atmosphere.
Yeah, I think after sort of what we've been through with COVID and what have you, and not being able to be there this week, as we would have been, because I think tonight we would have all gathered tonight.
Yeah, the opening dinner would have the opening dinner would have been Wednesday night. This Wednesday.
Yeah.
So sorry, my Siri just went off. It would have been this Wednesday, which is kind of, I don't know, slightly heartbreaking, but
yeah, it is. It is.
But one of those things,
but it's interesting because I've almost used that as a way of driving myself, on Saturday, knowing that we could have been there, can't be there. So I used that to sort of push myself a bit. So
anyone you want to shout out or just tell me about your crew, or who specifically was with you on the run?
Well, like I say, I had right from the beginning. Well, there was my wife Doreen. I mean, amazing. There at every turn, before and after. Picks up the pieces. Calls me crazy. And then like I say, my brothers and my immediate family. My brother Andrew and his his kids that rode with me and ran with me. And then various other ones, Wes, Rowan, Julie, Mickey. They were all there, and then all their families were at the end, there to see me come in and cheer me over the line. And they kept driving past in the car. Over the last 10 Ks, there's always a car going past with kids hanging out of it, yelling and screaming.
Brilliant. Hey, look, so
we actually got to the end, and the neighbours came out to see what all the noise was.
Brilliant. Hey, so can you trace back what you just accomplished to one decision, maybe 2 years ago, 5 years ago, when you shifted into, I don't know, because I like to think these things we accomplish start with one small decision. Is that evident to you?
I've always been someone that's enjoyed a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and always enjoyed pushing myself, ever since I can remember. But I think in terms of my running, I've only been probably running for the last 3-4 years, maybe.
So what was the moment when you started that running career?
I think that journey started for me after the death of a good friend of mine, Sam Gibson, who passed actually doing a marathon. He's in a wheelchair and fell from the chair, and unfortunately didn't recover. And at that point, I was overweight and just going about life, really, working, eating too much, and I don't know, something clicked. I don't know what it was, but just something clicked inside me, and it was like, yeah, you could do this. You can do this. If he can do it, you can do it. And so I lost 25 kgs over a matter of probably 12 months.
Wow.
Started running.
Wow, that's amazing. I managed to lose 6 kilograms in lockdown so far, which I'm pleased about, but that's nothing compared to 25. Wow.
Well, that took 12 to 18 months to do, but I got myself on a strict program.
You're looking great, by the way. You're looking really lean. I mean, you're looking different to when I last saw you. You definitely
probably had a haircut.
Maybe that's right. It's what I need, actually.
I was in lockdown for too long.
Well, so you basically took the passing of a good friend of yours, Sam, and that was the moment. And then can you remember your first run or the first kind of?
I can. Yeah, I can. I can remember saying that I was going to go to somewhere and going halfway and coming back and saying I'd been there. And over time, I just gradually increased that distance. It wasn't far. It was probably only maybe a kilometre or so. But gradually over time, increased the distance. I remember I used to average around about on my Strava, it was around about 7 minutes per kilometre. So it was relatively slow. And now I'm sitting around about during the weekend I sat around about 6, quite comfortably.
But for 84, not just one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I didn't, and I was very conscious of that. I didn't want to go hard out. But and then just gradually increasing my distance, increasing my pace, and as I got fitter, I'd go further and go faster. And
then you had a marathon. You had a marathon at some point.
Yeah, I had a marathon 12 months ago.
Okay.
End of May.
So how long was the marathon after your first started getting into running?
Oh, probably a year.
Okay, wow. So in 2 years from...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy actually when you think about it. I hadn't actually, until you mentioned it, I hadn't thought about it. So yeah.
Because it would have been if someone had told you 2 years ago you'd be doing a 84K,
Oh,
you would have
I'd have
laughed.
looked at them sideways. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
interesting.
Even a marathon, thinking of doing a marathon, sort of 2, 3 years ago was not even on the radar. Well, it was on the radar. It was something I always wanted to do, but
Yeah,
the pathway to get there was not visible.
yeah,
Um, so it wasn't until I started creating that pathway.
yeah. I
Um,
love the way you just went out and just created your own route and just, okay, we can't get to Bali. I'm just going to do it in my hometown and just, just went out there and did it.
yeah, well, it was, I mean, I looked at the weather and I'm not the chair, being in the chair, running into the wind, as I alluded to earlier, running into the wind is not the best. So if I can have a wind behind me, I tend to run better. So I looked at the weather and I looked at sort of, what the wind was doing on the Saturday, and chose the route accordingly, because it's the sort of route that, had the wind been from the other direction, I'd have just run from home to my brother's place, and just reversed it.
Right.
Would have meant that I had a 2.5K hill at the beginning. Well, within the first 21 Ks, but still would have been achievable. And yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who might be where you were a couple of years ago, not in the shape you wanted to be, and not in a kind of with some things to do to shift lifestyle and health and fitness and stuff, and thinking, any advice you give someone who's in your form situation?
Yeah, probably. Well, just listen to yourself. Look after yourself, and yeah, be kind to yourself. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing. So any other quite often when I'm running, things come into my head. I have like realizations or ideas or any things come into your head that just stuck out, or any kind of, I don't know, anything come to you during the run that you wanted to share?
Not really. I tend to zone out when I'm running.
Okay.
And yeah, just sort of take it as it comes. I thought of, I did think of Bali at times. That we could have, should have, would have been there. And yeah, I thought of the kids. Like I say, when it got hard, I thought, because that's, ultimately that's what we were doing it for.
Yeah.
For the kids. And
and we're so lucky to live in developed countries like New Zealand or UK or Australia, where there's decent health systems and government systems, and in crises like these, there is a safety net for us of some kind, whereas in other places it's much less. So
yeah. So no, I thought of them, and yeah, that got me through. But generally, I don't think of too much when I'm running. Actually,
you're just focused on the job at hand, getting it done.
I guess in some way I'm scared of tripping over something in front of me and falling out of my chair, which has happened.
Yeah, well, it sounds like the right approach, the right mindset, and then obviously the cream donut was.
Oh, that was just magic.
She makes I'm
amazing what warm clothing and good food does for you.
Yeah, I'm on a health kick at the moment, and when you're trying to be healthy, it's cream donuts that seem all the more attractive.
Yeah.
So I've got the idea in my head. Maybe I'll be nipping out to get one.
Go and do it.
Stu, hey, so no, well, thanks so much for creating such a brilliant day for everybody on Saturday. I loved witnessing what you did. Definitely lifted me up you've lifted up, you know, dozens and dozens of people, hundreds of people in Bali with your fundraising campaign, and I know a lot more with just, you know, the challenge you took on and completed, and yeah, really, you should be really proud of yourself. And
yeah, well, I don't think it's
grateful
kind of sunk in yet. But
yeah, probably hasn't actually. I mean, how did you sleep on the night after?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. Actually, today has probably been the worst I've felt.
Okay.
Just not, I wouldn't say tired, but just jaded. And, you know, I went and lay down this afternoon and tried to sleep, but I couldn't sleep.
Right.
And so just,
It takes a few days because me and you aren't spring chickens anymore, are we? I'm late 40s.
Yeah, no.
How old are you? Late 40s?
50.
50. Okay, so you're at 50, and yeah, we're not. Our recovery is probably a bit slow these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know,
actually, I'm surprised how good I do feel. You know, considering I've run 80k.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how good I do feel.
Yeah, you look great.
I probably felt worse after the marathon. I've felt a lot sore after the marathon. So, you know, the body's probably conditioned itself since then, because I've covered a lot more Ks. You know, I've covered over 1,000 Ks since I did the marathon.
Yeah.
So, you know, the body's probably got used to
for sure
what I put through. For
sure. And you did a lot of hill training, which must have helped.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So, and I know David Jones would want to know, because he, one of your coaches, what did you eat after? What did you celebrate with as a meal after the race? Did you
Malaysian.
Say again?
Malaysian.
What did you have?
Mi goreng, curries.
Okay.
Rice.
Food tastes so good after an endurance run, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I could have eaten anything. It would have been
couple of beers, or?
No. I drank a lot of water, actually.
Okay.
Drank a heap of water.
Very professional. Impressed.
Yeah.
I'll cool. So hey, look, planning. You gonna go out for a gentle 2K this week, or are you gonna just?
Yeah, I'm planning. You know, maybe the weather's absolutely rubbish at the moment. Today and tomorrow, and that's probably working in my favour, because it's not tempting me to go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are looking better. So yeah, I'll go out and maybe do a gentle
one. Yeah, it can be hard to get back into it, but I think our bodies get used to it and then want the run out, don't they? Our body wants to get moving. So
yeah. Well, I know, you know, I'd had a week's taper. I did a 5K during the week leading up to the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But that was all I did. And so by sort of Saturday, I was ready to go for a long.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah. So on every level, what a massive success on every level. The fundraise, you killed the fundraising, amazing. I think, you know, you're highest in the group at the moment, just under $9,000, which is huge. You took on the ultra, did it on your own, which is, I know it's tougher than doing it in a team. So your training obviously went really well. So just a massive success.
Yeah, no, it was, and all over, you know, everybody. It was great having Pete there as well. Actually,
Pete!
Shout out to Pete.
What a fantastic guy!
Oh, amazing! He did absolute magic. So he was sort of the go-to between what I was doing and my team, and we set up a WhatsApp group with my support crew and Pete, and so they would feed into Pete, and then he was feeding into the Bali Hope group.
Okay, cool.
So it worked really well. Yeah.
Brilliant. No, Pete's the top guy, and it seems like you two have really bonded.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I've got to give him a ring after this. So
Sweet.
I'll, yeah.
Hey, Stu, well, look, congratulations once again, and
Yeah, thanks.
have a well-earned rest and enjoy the afterglow, the well-earned afterglow of what you've achieved, and looking forward to seeing you on Saturday as part of the hosting crew for the Barley Hope Challenge.
Yeah, that'll be good. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And yeah, in the meantime, enjoy, and I'll speak to you soon.
Sounds good.
Have a great week.
Will do. Same to you.
Cheers, Stu.
Catch ya.